Welcome to NFL World, where the NFL starts and ends. Some bad news if you are Patriots and Titans fans, as Titans left tackle Taylor Lewan is out for the season with a knee injury. He suffered a knee injury last year, and now he has one as well as this year. He made the Pro Bowl 3 times. Lewan is one of the premier tackles in our game. And if you do make that, and you want him out there. You definitely want him out there. Because if you do make the change to Malik Willis, not having Lewan out there is a big loss, nonetheless. But if you make the change to Willis, when you have a blindside blocker, those guys are not easy to replace. They're really difficult, because it's a very difficult job for Lewan to be missed, as well as for any player. When you're a left tackle, like the Cowboys, Tyron Smith, he went down towards hamstring. You have a rookie out there. You hope that he'll be okay, which so far he has been. Now, he's still a rookie. There's still ups and downs to occur. But if you can just survive with it, it's okay. Can the Titans survive with their backups? We'll have to just wait and see. For the Patriots, it's Mac Jones. Mac Jones, who had been banged up in the game against Miami, had a back injury. He was fine. He injured his ankle on the last play of the game, where he threw an interception to Marcus Peters. He could not walk on it. Actually had to jump on one leg to get to the sidelines, and at the end of the game was carried off the field. He could not put any pressure on it. An MRI to confirm. The Patriots feel that there could be ligament damage and that he would be put on IR. This would be a big loss, definitely. The offense is made for Mac Jones. And now, if you lose him, you either have 36-year-old journeyman Brian Hoyer or rookie quarterback Jacob Zappe, who was good in preseason. You don't really want him to start a game. So for the Patriots, you hope for the best for Mac Jones to be okay and he can play. But if Zappe or Hoyer has to take a snap this year, your season could easily be as good as done. Bad news for the Bills, as they ended up placing Micah Hyde on season-ending IR with a herniated disc in his neck. Losing him, there was, in the game between the Dolphins and the Bills yesterday, the secondary for the Bills was not just depleted, but 4 starters were out in the secondary. Their 2 corners out, both of their safeties out, and 2 defensive ends were out. They lost defensive end, defensive tackle were out. So they had nobody, and they were just hoping this worked. And they lost, but they ended up having a good fight. Some great news, if you're the Ravens, is JK Dobbins did play against the Patriots. He was not really on a pitch count. He allowed himself to go a little bit. And the Ravens definitely needed him to return. And he did return. Not to peak form yet, but this is a good start. Some bad news also if you're the Packers, as the Packers put Sammy Watkins on IR to return in 4 weeks. He had a hamstring injury. Surprising game plan if you are the Bills. The Bills ran 90 plays in the game against the Miami Dolphins. 90 offensive plays, I should say, against the Dolphins. Where the Dolphins only ran 39 offensive plays. However, the Bills lost. How did this happen? Well, the Bills were trying to eat up the clock. They had injuries in the secondary. But for the Dolphins, this is any good team. You don't need to run all these plays. You just need to play that can get you, or you just need to run plays that you get to move the ball. You get to do this. You get to do that. And Coach McDaniel is very good at it. He's able to focus his team. That's the reason why they're 3-0. the first game against New England. Yes, we know they're New England, but let's just do our job, as the Patriots say. Let's just do this, we'll just do the little things, and the big things will take care of themselves. The game against the Ravens, they're down 28 or 28 points at one point. They go and say, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. It will all work out," and they ended up winning in the final minutes. The game against the Bills, it was a back and forth game. The Bills ran 90 offensive plays in the scorching hot sun, and the Dolphins ended up saying, we'll be okay, and they won. So Coach Mike McDaniel knows what he's doing, and the team trusts him. They have a lot of faith in him, and it's one of the reasons why they are 3-0 in this young season. Chargers left tackle Rashawn Slater suffered a biceps injury. Could potentially be serious. We have no idea. We'll only know in a matter of hours, even a matter of days. Chargers defensive end Joey Bosa suffered a groin injury. Same thing will happen. We'll only know in a matter of hours or a matter of days. Finally, some great news if you're Aaron Donald. As Aaron Donald became the fastest defensive tackle in history at the age of 31 to reach 100 sacks. This proves that Aaron Donald is one of the best in our game. And the best defensive tackle in our game. The best defensive tackle I've ever seen. I've been watching football for almost 20 years. I know what's going on, and I've not seen a guy like this. That you put him there, and he's an animal. You have to triple team him at all times, and yet he still finds a way to make plays. Now, the Rams were against the Cardinals, and he did have a big game. The Cardinals aren't very good, at least without DeAndre Hopkins, and AJ Green was out with an injury, left the game with an injury. But it just explains how good Aaron Donald is as a player. Remember last year, Urban Meyer was like, "Who's that 99 guy?" "Oh, that guy's Aaron Donald." "Oh, where did he go to college?" "Pitt." "Ah, that guy's not good." Turns out he has 100 sacks in his career. Just saying, you can't judge a player where he goes. You can only see what he does for his production in the NFL. And Aaron Donald, he's an animal in the NFL, and you can't teach it. It has to be. You have to have that mentality to be a player like that, and Aaron Donald does.